Welcome back to the Superkick podcast review for round 14. And we'll start off with the Barbecue League, and we've got the Quiche playing the Funky Balls at the plate, with the Quiche running out 56 points winners, with Bobby Hill kicking the 5 goals being the difference, along with Sam Sturt kicking 3. Josh Tracy with his terrible goal kicking accuracy was the best for Funky with 2 goals, 3. Final score is 98 to 42. In the next matchup, it was a high-scoring affair with the Sheep really needing a win against the Don is Good, who were in great form. And unfortunately, the Sheep were not able to pull this off, whereby they lost by 4 goals, which seems to be Joel Amartey's difference with an absolute ripper of a game of 9 goals. So final scores were 104 to 128. In the next matchup, it was Scorpions playing the Viatel at Casey Fields, where the Viatel were too strong and too good, with Jack Higgins kicking 5 and Lockie Schultz kicking 4 goals, while Max King was the best for the Scorpions with 3. Final scores 67 to 125. In the fourth game of the round, it saw the Scorching Stars at the Galaxy taking on the Goldfest, and the Goldfest have returned back to form with a big win here, mainly due to their depth of players, with a lot of them kicking a lot of goals. But of note there is Toby Green kicking 1 goal, 5, and Watson kicking 1 goal, 4. It could have been such a bigger margin. Final scores 67 to 114. And in the Brothers Derby, it was a very tight contest where the scores were very even throughout the day, including the last day of the round, where Josh Kelly kicked the winning goal, with Darcy Byrne-Jones putting the Pirates in front just a few minutes earlier. The final scores were 70 to 67. Moving on to the ladder now, and it's the Mangoes who will probably suffer the curse of the top of the table this coming week. Then the East Quiche, 1 game behind with Funky Balls and Viatel, and Don is Good, and Goldfest. And then outside the top 6, there's a gap of 2 games to the Boogie Woogie Sheep and the Scorching Stars and the Scorpions. Pirates are second last, and Vengeance, out of contention now, is last. And in the next round, it is the Viatel Magpies at Pie Park against the Vengeance, the Goldfest at Festival Park against the Pirates. The Boogie Woogie Sheep take on A-Track in the BH Cup. Funky Balls take on the Stars at Bounce. Don is Good at Windy Hill, or Mooney Valley actually, against the East Quiche. And the Mangoes at the Slide against the Scorpions. In the BH Cup, it was a thumping 97-point win to the White Line Fever against the Doctor's Vengeance, with Joel Amartey and Lockie Schultz running riot, scoring 80 of those 97, with Michiard de Jordis kicking the other 3. Bontempelli the best for the Vengeance. Final score 61 to 158. Moving on now to the SMS League, and in the first game at the Sink, it was the Rubber Gloves who got a smashing by the White Line Fever, with Joel Amartey kicking 9 goals and Schultz 4 for the winners, while Riley West was the best for the Rubber Gloves with 4 goals. Final scores 80 to 158. In the tight one for the round, the Walsh Dogs prevailed by 7 points over the inaccurate Rocket Rod, with Toby Green costing him the game with 1 goal, 5, and Jesse Hogan with 1 goal, 3. Corey Waitman and Bailey Banfield were the best for the Walsh Dogs with 3 goals each. Final scores 82 to 75. In the next matchup, it was the A-Track at the Fish Tank against Minted Mick, and it was Minted Mick who won comfortably in the end by 37 points, and it was Marby Old Chol who was the star with 4 goals. Nick Larkey the best for A-Track, also with 4. In one of the top of the round table clashes, it was the Asians versus the Pokebombs in Asia, and it was the Pokebombs who bombed their way to a victory by 24 points. Sam Sturt being the best with 3 goals, and Heaney with 2, while Isaac Rankin was the best for the Asians with 2 goals. Asians would be disappointed with their form so far in the last few rounds. Final scores 37-61. At the Cigar Lounge, it was the Free Smoke who were able to demolish the Fortress by 14 points, with Jack Higgins being the best with 5 goals and Cam Zerha with 3, while Joe Danaher was the best for the Fortress with 5. Final scores 92-78. Taking a look at the ladder now, and it is the White Line Fever by a big percentage over the Pokebombs, but both have 10 wins, with the Pokebombs having a game in hand. The Free Smoke, third. Bamboozled Asians are 4th. Minted Mick 1 game behind them in 5th, and Rocket Rod half a game behind Minted Mick in 6th. And then it's the Rubber Gloves, Fortress, A-Track and the Walsh Dogs all on 6 wins, and then the Wobbly Kickers are last with 1.5 wins. Next week we have the White Line Fever taking on A-Track, Pokebombs taking on the Walsh Dogs, Minted Mick taking on Free Smoke. In the BH Cup it's Boogie Woogie Sheep versus A-Track, the Rocket Rod versus the Gloves, and Flying Fortress against the Wobbly Kickers. This week in the Kinder Surprise, it is a Sydney player, and it is the Amartey Party, Joel Amartey. Shit like Bruce Award.
And when we do, we're capable of scoring and scoring pretty quickly.
An amazing game with momentum. Dogs the first 2 goals. Fremantle then 4 in a row. Dogs then 5 in a row. And that was going to be 2 in a row for Fremantle. That's Tommy Tracy.